All right, guys. Today we're going to do Kramer's rule. Kramer's rule. If you haven't noticed yet, one of the main uses of matrices, period, is to solve systems of equations, and this is just one more way to do that. Kramer's rule. A lot of people really like Kramer's rule, so I'm just going. The video is going to be different today, and I'm just going to show you two examples. And that's going to be your video. So really watch the examples really well. Once you figure out the pattern, it's very easy to solve the systems, but just really watch for the pattern in the two examples. Okay, the first one, there's our system up here. And what I'm going to do is, and the reason we did spend a day on determinants last week is that's how we're going to solve them. We're going to use determinants to solve that system. So I'm going to say x equals, I'm always going to draw a fraction bar, and I'm going to put a 2 by 2 determinant on the top and a 2 by 2 determinant on the bottom. Now, in your denominator, the order is always going to be the same. I'm going to say this, it's going to go xy, xy. That's going to be your denominator. When I say xy, xy, I mean the coefficients on the x and the y. So I'm going to put 2, 3, 5, negative 2. That is always your denominator. I mean always. All right, the numerator is where it gets a little crazy. Not very, but just a little bit. When you start setting your numerator up, when I'm looking for x, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use my x's. So when I'm looking for x, don't use the x. I'm going to use these numbers on this side instead. And I'm going to put them where the x's would go. So I'm going to put those first, and I'm still going to put the y's here, the coefficients. Now I have two 2 by 2 determinants. I'm just going to work those out. Remember, multiply, and subtract. Get negative 14 minus negative 9. On the bottom, do the same thing. Negative 4 minus 15. And when I work those out, I'm going to get negative 5 over negative 19, or just 5/19. Right now, when I look for my y, do the same thing, almost. Except when I'm looking for my y, I'm not going to use my y's. I'm going to use these numbers over here, the 7 and negative 3 instead. So this time I'm going to put them in where the y's go. So I'm going to put the 7 and the negative 3 here, and the x's are okay. Okay, so when you're looking for x, don't use the x's on the top, use the 7 and negative 3 instead. When you're looking for y, don't use the y on top, use the 7 and negative 3 instead. Now, I don't know if you were listening really well, but I told you when we set up this x, that you're always going to use xy as your denominator. And because I've already done that once, I'm not going to set it up again. It's the same thing. I know I got negative 19 on the first part, so I'm going to get negative 19 down there too. So that's why this method's so quick and easy. Multiply, negative 6, multiply, negative 35. All that's over negative 19, which gives me negative 41 over negative 19, which is really positive 41 over 19. So my solution is 5/19 over 41/19. All there is to it. All right, now that slide, before I turn it, looks really ugly. Got arrows going everywhere. It's all about the pattern. Once you see the pattern, guys, it's not hard at all. Okay, let's try one more. I'm going to go a little quicker. I'm going to talk you through it again, just like we did last time. Here's my new system. I'm going to start with my x's, change colors. X equals, it's always a fraction. 2 by 2 on the top, 2 by 2 on the bottom. Remember, the bottom is always x, y, every time. My numerator, because I'm looking for x, I'm not going to use the x numbers. I'm going to use these numbers over here instead. So I'm going to put the negative 2 and the 3 with the 9 and the negative 3. Now you just work out your determinant like we did last week. Multiply, subtract. Same thing on the bottom. Multiply, subtract. My numerator, I get negative 21. My denominator is negative 42. Guys, that's just 1/2. Right, now find my y. To find my y, the good news is on my y, I know the bottom is negative 42 because it's always the same. Okay, so after you work out the bottom, you can just put that with your y. Okay, when you're looking for your y, don't use your y's. Use these numbers instead. Use the negative 2 and 3. Make sure you put them in the y place, though, in the y column. Your x's are okay here. And do the same thing. Multiply, subtract. Over negative 42 gives me 14 over negative 42, which is negative 2/6, which is really negative 1/3. Sorry about that. So my solution is 1/2 and negative 1/3, because that's all there is to it. Okay, so I kind of like that way. If I wasn't talking, I could have flown through there, but you really need to see that pattern. Again, it's all about that pattern. Remember the denominator, x, y, x, y. Your numerator, if you're looking for x, don't use the x, use the other numbers instead in their place. If you're looking for y, don't use the y on the top, use the other numbers in the y place. That's all you got to do. And then work out your determinants. Okay, should be not that big of a deal. Your assignment today is I'm going to let you try 2 of these on a Google Doc. We're going to do the same thing, same skill tomorrow. No video tomorrow. I'm going to let this be the only video so you can come back and watch it if you need to. You can skip around on it the second time. And you'll have about 4 or 5 of these tomorrow. So 2 days to get this. Contact me if you need me. And you shouldn't have any trouble, I hope. But if you do, please contact me. I'll help you as much as I can. See ya.